Welcome to an exciting episode of Becoming Ourselves. Becoming Ourselves is a show about how to live a life that's healthy, wealthy, and wise. It's hosted by myself, Joel Sigrist, and my co-host and also my brother, Jesse Sigrist. This week, Jesse is still out of the office. He graduated college at the end of April, and so he just sent me a text before I'm recording this that he finally got back after his 2-week camping road trip. He went over 1,300 miles. You should ask him about it. You can text us at 503-893-2664, and he would love to tell you about it, I'm sure. Anyway, this episode is just me. This will be the last episode of Just Me before Jesse is back recording with us, and we will get some guests back on in no time. In fact, this summer, we've got some really exciting guests lined up. We have a therapist coming on. A lot of you have brought up that you wanted to hear from a therapist. We've got one coming. We also have a career coach, and we have some really impressive people, a personal finance writer, someone that was featured in Oprah's magazine. So there's a lot of exciting guests coming. There's a lot of fun topics coming this summer. So make sure to tune back in. New episodes every Monday. Today's episode is why do people take cold showers? It's a little bit of a different one, but this is a question that I've been running into a lot recently. It feels like it keeps coming up in my life. And I was like, I don't actually know the health benefits or the mental health benefits behind this. And so wanted to do some research, and then because I've done the research, I'll share it with you. But before we jump into the research, I am in a group at work called the Cold Club. Eric, Rachel, Emma, Ruth, Jillian, here's your shout out. The Cold Club at work is a group of people that take cold showers and do cold plunges regularly. And it's a group to keep us accountable to do that. So I reached out to these people and I said, hey, tell me why you do this. Why do you take cold showers? And here's a couple of the quotes. After a cold plunge or shower, I feel like I just got out of wild water. I feel alive and invigorated. Sometimes I can't help but to let out a joyous sound as there is so much energy being released. I start my day fully present and activated. Another quote, there's just something so refreshing about it, and also slightly addicting once you start doing it consistently, in my opinion. At this point, I often find myself wanting to take a cold shower in the mornings. I agree that there's something in it that makes you just feel alive. I would also say a cold shower / polar plunge can work like a grounding exercise that makes me more aware and present and ready to take on what's around me. To an extent, I would say it literally feels like it calms my nervous system down. One of my other friends that I talked about said, I don't want to take a long time in the shower, and if I have a cold shower, it motivates me to get out once I'm done. A little bit of a different mindset, but I like it nonetheless. So, as far as the research goes beyond that to back that up, there are two main categories of benefits. The first is physical health benefits, and the second is mental health benefits. Nothing groundbreaking there, but let's just make sure we're working from the same page. So the first thing in physical health benefits is that cold showers can boost your immune system. Cold showers consistently, which is less than 60-degree water temperature for 2 to 3 minutes, is kind of the generally accepted definition there. Cold showers consistently boost your immune system because they increase your white blood cell count. And white blood cells are huge in fighting infections. They fight diseases. They help our immune system just ward off all this evil around us. And so cold showers boost your immune system because they increase your white blood cell count. On top of that, it improves circulation. So while you're in cold water, your body freaks out in a sense because it's worried that its extremities are getting cold. And so it speeds up blood circulation to get heat all throughout the body to make sure that the body is still able to function, still able to move. And cold showers over time helps your body to become more efficient at this, helps your body to become more efficient with its circulation. And so people that take cold showers consistently, do cold plunges consistently, it's been studied, and I'll get to the sources, but people that take cold showers and cold plunges consistently have more efficient blood circulation, which I thought was interesting. That was not something that I expected. It also, and this is something that I knew before, but it also reduces muscle inflammation. So this is why you'll see sometimes at gyms, there's a cold plunge. Maybe at a spa, there's like a cold plunge pool or a cold spa, I've heard it called. Because after you exercise, your muscles are inflamed. That's what's going on. And cold water can reduce that muscle inflammation. And so especially after exercise, after working out, this will help speed up recovery to do a cold shower or cold water plunge, because it helps you feel less sore. It helps your muscles be less inflamed and heal faster and get back up to speed faster. But it's more than just physical health benefits. There also are mental health benefits. So the first one is maybe a little bit obvious, but it's a practice of resiliency and willpower. It's a practice of coping techniques that can be used outside of facing the cold. There's a number of different coping techniques that are talked about, but some of the Cold Club members, coming in again, some of the Cold Club members talked about counting to 60 repeatedly, so 1 to 60, and then when you get back to 60, start again at 1, count to 60 again. If you can do it for a second, you can do it for a minute. If you can do it for 1 minute, you can do it for another. Another coping technique is using a focus point, so staring at something and just focusing solely on that focus point as a way to kind of tune out the rest of what's going on and really hone in on that focus point as a way to cope with the cold. These are techniques that can be used outside of facing the cold. So we're going to run into hard things in our lives. We're going to run into things that are challenging to us. We're going to run into things that are uncomfortable. And practicing this resiliency, practicing this willpower, practicing these coping techniques in a controlled environment, like a cold shower that you take every morning, is a way to prepare yourself mentally and physically that when you're out there in something that's not a controlled environment, in something that is a lot harder, you have these coping techniques, you have this resiliency, you have this willpower that you've been practicing that you're able to bring into the world and deal with what's going on in front of you. The other really important mental health benefit that this has is that cold showers actually can help relieve depression. The research is a little bit more limited here than it is in some of these other categories, like the white blood cell count or some of the physical health benefits. But there are some studies that connect regular cold showers for 30 or more days with reduced feelings of depression, with boosted mood, and with lower levels of anxiety. That's pretty cool. I think that's another one that I really didn't expect to run into as I started doing this research, and was pleasantly surprised that cold showers can help you feel less depressed. And one of the ways that it does that is because it increases your endorphins, and your endorphins are a hormone that helps deal with all of that, a hormone that you can look up endorphins in a different video if you want. There are people who are going to say it more eloquently than I can. But the big highlight there, the big bullet point is that cold showers can help reduce feelings of depression, reduce levels of anxiety, and boost your mood. So there's a lot of reasons why people might be taking cold showers. There's on the physical side, we'll just recap. It's a form of cold therapy, and so it can help your immune system. It can help your circulation. It can help muscle inflammation, muscle recovery after a workout. And then on the mental health side, it's a way to practice coping techniques. It's a way to practice willpower, to practice resiliency. And it also is a way to help with depression. It can help you with depression and with anxiety, which I thought was really cool. So that's all we've got today. It's going to be a shorter episode. But starting again next Monday, Jesse will be back, and we'll be getting back into bringing guests on. We'll be getting back into kind of the more traditional scope of this show. And we've got some fun guests, like I mentioned at the top of the show, where we've got a therapist is coming on, we've got a career coach, we've got personal finance writer, we've got one guy who has done a lot of work in Silicon Valley as a consultant and also writes poetry. which is a cool combination. Yeah, I'm so excited to have him on the show because he and his business partner are coming on, and he's someone that I deeply respect, and every time he comes on, I love it. So we've got some fun guests coming this summer. We'll have episodes every Monday, and for now, enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any thoughts or questions, text us at 503-893-2664, and we'll respond. Thanks for tuning in. This is Joel again. I realized I didn't cite any of my sources in this entire episode. I talked about it at the beginning, and then I just totally didn't. So there are sources. That's the whole point of research. They're linked in the description. So if you want to read those sources and dig more into those, or just vet that they exist, whatever. I don't care. You do whatever you want with them. The sources are all in the description. You can find them there. Thanks, and have a good day.